Hi everyone, welcome back to a small engine repair tutorial. Today we have this Gardenline Hedge trimmer that we're going to repair. So the customer said that this unit is not running or maybe it's hard to start, and we'll have a look and we'll test this unit and what it does. So it's likely we're going to replace the carburetor, but for this purpose I'm going to rebuild this carburetor to show you how to rebuild this carburetor. At the same time, you can also replace it if you want to. And let's get started. Okay, let's have a look what's the problem with this unit. Okay, let's start this one. Put in the choke. It's on. So the unit starts. So what's the problem? Well, that's easy fix. Actually, I didn't do anything. It's just working. Hmm. Oh, it bugged down. It bugged down. I think it's actually not running properly. When I first turn it on, tested, it was running. Well, if you have a unit which is running, when you have a unit that customer brings to you, and customer say that it's not running properly, it bugged down, and when you test it, will you charge the customer? Will you do something and charge the customer? Well, for me, I don't. So we'll just give it back to the customer. Explain to the customer that your unit, I didn't find any problem with your unit, and it's working properly, and that's the right way. We have to do it the right way. So I was thinking of giving this one back to the customer, but when I test it again, it bugged down. It bugged down. So we'll try it again. Oh, it bugged down. So that this definitely there's a problem on the carburetor. That makes sense now. And I found it initially it was running good, but now it shows the main problem. It's bugged down. So yeah, so at least we know that the problem exists and there's a problem. So we're going to rebuild this carburetor and we'll see how it goes. And for sure we'll get this unit running again in a great condition. Okay, let's do the repair then. Okay, first is I'm going to take the air filter cover. So we have this air filter here. And I'm going to remove these two mounting bolts of the carburetor. So now we have this carburetor here. We need to remove the throttle. To remove the throttle, just move the throttle down, and you can take the throttle cable off this part here. The carburetor manifold gasket is fused into the carburetor, so when we force to remove the manifold gasket, it's likely to damage the manifold gasket. So it's up to you whether you want to keep the carburetor as it is like this, rebuild the carburetor with the manifold gasket attached to it, or forcefully remove the manifold gasket, but you likely damage the manifold gasket. So I'm going to clean the carburetor first. Okay, let's remove the return fuel line and the intake fuel line here, which is connected to the fuel tank with a fuel filter inside. So if it doesn't come off, just sacrifice 1 centimeter of length. Now I'm going to test the compression for this leak and compression for this carburetor. I'm going to apply a pressure test on the intake. So let's apply a pressure test. 15, 20 psi. Then this one should release, when you press the power valve, should release the pressure. That's really good. Now I have to place the tester to the return line. To test return line, as soon as closed, I have to press the power valve to apply pressure up to 15 psi. Well, and see if the pressure holds, which is good. This carburetor passed the pressure test. So what was the problem? Do we need to continue and rebuild this carburetor? For me, in my experience, if it normally passes the pressure test, the carburetor is good. So what other things likely to be the problem? Possibly the fuel cap vent is blocked. But when I start the engine, I try to release the pressure on the cap, but still bogged down. So do we need to continue rebuilding this carburetor, or we'll just assemble this one again? But we have seen that one that it bogged down. So for this purpose, I have to rebuild the carburetor quickly. Just possibly just replace all the gasket, and I think that's all we could do. But we have to make sure that everything is clean. We pull it apart. So I just want to put the throttle cable back in place. Okay, so we're going to rebuild this carburetor and change the gasket and diaphragm, but we only pull this side and not this one, because we know that this engineer was running, so we only work on this part here for now. And also I'm going to replace the fuel line kit. So this is come loose already, so just needs to remove the grommet. So here we have this fuel filter. Okay, first I'm going to remove the metering assembly first. Okay, so you have this. This is a primer bulb retaining plate. This is the primer base assembly, and this is the metering assembly. Yeah, you can hear that one. It's stiff already, hardened. So we'll take this one off. Yeah, it's fused already into the body, so don't worry. Just take it off like that. So that's the gasket. Yep. So the check valve, you can see the disc shiny. So it's a transparent disc. The mesh is very clean, so we don't have to possibly need to remove the mesh. I'm going to remove some gasket that left on the body. Okay. So this one needs a full carburetor rebuild. So we're going to remove the metering lever. Just hold the metering lever while removing the screw, because there's a spring underneath. So we have the metering lever and metering pin. So we have this, the metering spring, and we have the needle valve. This part here is the fuel pump diaphragm. I need to remove the fuel pump diaphragm and the fuel pump gasket. This is the fuel pump diaphragm. We're going to replace that one, and the fuel pump gasket also we're going to replace this one. I'm using a shield light to clean the parts. Okay, let's remove the mesh. So I'm using the wire brush to clean this part. Okay. So make sure you don't blow compressed air directly to the check valve right here. So testing the check valve. So when apply carburetor cleaner on this side, you should able to see the carburetor cleaner going through the check valve. And when you apply from the other direction, the carburetor cleaner shouldn't go through the check valve. So you're going backwards. So that's working. So this one is another check valve. This is for the fuel pump check valve. So you could remove this one and clean, and check for any damage or deterioration on the rubber. So it seems okay. So just apply the carpet cleaner on, I think it would be right in this hole here. Okay, so also on this hole here. So we could install this one now if you want. All good. Okay, let's clean the retaining plate. And all the small parts. This is a T-strainer with steel wool inside. So just grab all the small parts to separate this one. Metering lever, metering pin, needle bulb, this one screw, another screws. Place all the screws except the spring and the mesh. We'll clean the mesh separate. Okay, we forgot the metering lever. We just clean the metering lever on its own. Oh, sorry, the metering pin. Now we could clean the spring. Just hold the spring firmly, but not too much, not to damage the spring. Make sure you don't lose the spring because it's hard to find a replacement. And lastly, we have this mesh. Make sure you don't lose the mesh. Anyway, we have the replacement for the mesh, so we'll just put the mesh first. Use any drill bit to push the mesh in place. Okay, it's all good. And I think we need to open the throttle. So we could blow the carpet cleaner through here, through the tiny hole. Okay, let's assemble this unit. So we have all the repair kit, gasket and diaphragm, primer bulb, and this is the metering, diaphragm. This is the fuel pump diaphragm. This one is damaged, the metering gasket. This is the right metering gasket for this type of carburetor. And this is the fuel pump gasket. So this one slightly has a larger hole in the middle. This one is small, so we could increase that hole by punching in the middle. Okay, that's perfect. First is we need to assemble these tiny parts here for the metering side. The spring and the screw. First is we need to place this, make sure that you don't lose the spring, the metering pin. And we place a spring right here. The needle valve, and you hold the metering lever like this, and you hook the needle valve and make sure the spring is upright, and place that small dent on the metering lever on top of the spring, and then hold the metering lever. While you hold the metering lever, you place the screw, and then we tighten it. Okay, now you can release. So using a Walbro gauge, and if you have this one, you just double check that the lever is right, touching the middle of the gauge, which is right. So this is for the WT side here. Next is we're going to assemble this one. Just grab, first is the fuel pump gasket. Place the fuel pump gasket into the carburetor body as shown here. Then the diaphragm, the fuel pump diaphragm. Once it's in place, just carefully place this one, just the bottom side first, where the guide is, and then hold it. The next part is the metering gasket. Place the metering gasket. So you'll see that there is a hole here, and also the two guides. So place this hole in line with the hole on the gasket. So on top of it is the metering diaphragm. So you place the primer base assembly. Once you have the primer base assembly, hold the assembly in place. The primer bulb, the retaining plate, hold it in place, and place all the 4 screws. You can screw the first one, Then the remaining screws. Then tighten it manually. All good. Now let's check for pressure test. So we have this pressure test. Apply into the intake nozzle first. Okay, so we have to close this one and apply pressure up to at least 20 psi. It might pop off at 15 psi. Now 20, and then when you press the primer bulb, the pressure should drop. That's perfect. Now we have to apply the pressure into the return nozzle, and then we press the primer bulb up to 15 psi. And make sure that the pressure won't drop. Yes, indeed, the pressure drops. So just make sure that it's nothing leaking. Okay, so in this case, we have a slight problem, so we need to tighten this one again. Okay, so we apply the pressure again. So we prime. Up to around 15 psi. Make sure that the pressure won't drop. Okay, we installed the new fuel line kit. Just a bit of lubricant. So the fuel filter goes into the intake. Again, the return line, place the fuel line in. Then we need to squeeze the grommet. You need to push the fuel line in if the fuel line is way too long, which restrict the carburetor from lining up into the mounting. Okay, this one has come off, so not a problem. So we place this one, the screws lines up with the carburetor mount, and need to insert, lines up also on the manifold. Okay. Then we have the air filter. then the air filter cover. Okay, all good. Okay, it's prime. Put in a choke on. So finally, we fixed this grain garden line trimmer, and I called customer at four o'clock to come. But unfortunately, I won't be able to finish this one on time because obviously I have to. The time I spent is double because of the rearranging the cameras and doing tutorial as well, um, real time for you to for me to show to. So unfortunately, I called the customer that it's now 6 o'clock on the evening, and I won't be able to start the other garden line. So I told him that I'm going to do it tomorrow, the other one. So he'll come tomorrow to pick it up. So I'll also show you how to fix that other garden line. So this one is fixed, and thanks for watching. And I hope you find this one useful and informative. And please do subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer some questions. And thanks for watching, and I hope you find this useful, and see you next time, and bye for now.